Continuing with Pirkei Avos, Yossi ben Yoezer, Ish Tzreida. So Yossi ben Yoezer, who was from Tzreida, Yossi ben Yochanan, Ish Yerushalayim, Yossi ben Yochanan, who was from Yerushalayim, Kiblu Mehem. So they received the Torah from Antigonus, Ish Socho, and Shimon HaTzadik. Continuing the chain. So Yossi ben Yoezer, Ish Tzreida Omer. So Yossi ben Yoezer from Tzreida would say, Yehi beischa beis vad v'chachamim. Your house should be a meeting place for the Chachamim. V'havi misabek ba'afar ragleihem, and you should go in the dust of their feet. V'havi shoyse b'tzama es devreihem, and you should drink their words with thirst. Last night we spoke a little bit about the first part here, that your house should be a meeting place for Chachamim. On a simple level, it means that you should invite Tamil Chachamim to your house, make it a place of meeting, and you'll learn immensely from them. Whether it's hosting a shir, whether it's hosting a meeting, whether it's having them for a guest, having them as guests, it should be a place where Talmid Chachamim come to. And it will rub off on you and your family, and there's so much to gain. Last night we spoke about the Kedushas Levi that speaks about when you make your house a beisvad, a place of meeting. Just like a shul is a place of meeting with Hashem, so your house becomes that place, a place where there's a meeting place between you, your family, and Hashem. It's a place for people to connect. So says the Kedushas Levi that just like the Gemara says that the shuls are going to go to Yerushalayim, to Eretz Yisrael when Mashiach comes, so too the houses. And he says that it's a kal v'chomer, if a shul, which most of the things we do are d'Rabbanan, tefillah is d'Rabbanan, and they're going to go, certainly a house which has many mitzvahs d'Oraisa that we do, mezuzah, benching, chesed, tzedakah, so certainly they'll go. Now, let's talk a little bit about this concept of making your house a place for Talmidei Chachamim to meet. Just on whatever level, bring Talmidei Chachamim into your house, so you will only gain. You will only gain, not just from a shir, but in their behavior, even from the most mundane of things. You'll learn tremendously. This has to do with what the Gemara says: Gadol shimusha yoser. That serving the Talmid Chachamim is yoser milimuda, is even greater than the learning, because to a certain level the learning is still books. It's the abstract, the theoretical, but when you see it implemented into life, the way the Talmid Chacham lives, you learn tremendously from it. You learn the nuances, you learn the application. There's much to be said. Now, even just a case in point, Rav Pesach Krohn is world renowned. He's really an icon amongst the Jewish people, and he's influenced thousands upon thousands. You think about it, with all of his speeches and stories and books and whatnot, and we have to take pause and think about how that happened. It had, and he credits it all. He says that Shalom Shadron came to his house and stayed there for an extended period of time. And, he just gained so much and developed a relationship over the years. And so much of who he is and his nature of speaking. Shalom Shadron was known as the Magid. And so much of that is because he brought a Talmid Chacham into his house. So there's a lot to be said. What kind of impact that can have. The Rebbeinu Yonah here makes a very important point. An extremely important point. Then Yonah says, that's very nice in the theoretical world that you should invite the Talmid Chacham and you'll gain, but it's not going to happen unless you're a person who is worthy of that. You have to be a chashuva person, a respectable person, in order for him to agree to come. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are the world's Talmid Chacham. There are many ways that he may agree to do so. If the Talmid Chacham sees this person is, has tremendous respect for Torah, he learns when he can. He's a pillar in the community. He's always thinking about the tzibur. He's always, giving his money, his time, his energy, whatever he can do. He's a very respectful person. He's machshav Torah. Torah is up on the pedestal. There are many ways that a person can be considered a very respectful person. He's doing the best he can in all areas. Not everybody, has the mind to be able to learn or the background to be that, that Talmid Chacham leader in the community. But if he sees that you're of proper nature with proper respect, proper behavior, proper sensitivities, proper contributions of your life, dedication and focus and perspective of your life, so he'll acquiesce and he'll be happy to come and be machazik you, strengthen you and your family and all that will come about through that. But the house does need to be prepared, so to speak, in order to make that happen. If he feels it's not a Torah home, he's not going to come. If he feels that there are, lack of respect or, cynicism, things like that, he's not going to be interested. So one has to develop oneself in order to be able to gain from such a meeting. Now, it says here that, it says that you should be down in the dust of their feet. So Rabbeinu Yonah says that in those days, so the Rebbe would sit on a chair or a bench, and the Talmidim, the students, would be literally on the ground. The Mishnah also says, "V'havishosu b'tzames devreihem." You need to drink their words with thirst. We'll elaborate more, but I just want to bring out one point tonight, which is made by some of the Mefarshim, a very important balance in the Mishnah here. We're being taught about the importance of inviting the Talmid Chacham into your home. Make it a meeting place, whatever kind of meeting it is, you'll gain tremendously. But you have to know that sometimes things get a little too hamish. Familiarity breeds contempt. And he's not your buddy. The Talmid Chacham is not your buddy. And sometimes things get a little bit too comfortable. And one is not then behaving with the proper level of respect. So when one gets used to having all the shurim, it's always in his house, and the Talmid Chacham always comes to his house. It's very easy to become hamish and to become friendly, and to that can unfortunately cause the guard to go down, and there needs to be a proper respect and a proper reverence. So that the Mishnah says, as much as you're inviting them into your house, and I may add, you might think it's your house, you're the host, but you're not on top when the Talmid Chacham comes to your house. You have to have respect for the Rav, for the Rebbe, for the whoever it is, the Talmid Chacham coming in, and you have to be in the dirt of their feet, by their feet. You have to lower yourself for yourself. It's not about him, how he's going to feel insulted. That's not the issue. It's about yourself. It's about how you are relating to Torah, and it needs to be done with a proper level of respect and reverence. Each one of us, we have to think in those terms. It's not about me offending the Talmid Chacham. It's about me having proper respect for the Talmid Chacham. It's about me having proper respect for Torah. So I might have a tendency to become hamish when he comes into my home. I have to lower myself and be in their dust. And similarly, I need to drink their words with thirst. Not to have that familiarity, I heard that already, I'm hamish with him, I've heard everything there is to hear from him. No, that's not the proper attitude. So the Mishnah here is presenting a very important balance as well. We want to invite the Talmid Chacham into our homes, and we want to gain from that. But we have to balance it with proper derech eretz, proper kavod, proper reverence and respect. It's not just about the person; it's about what he represents. It's about the position. It's about the Torah that he represents, and it's all about really, most significantly, us and our respect for the Torah and putting the Torah up on the pedestal. And when we do that, then we will be able to gain properly.
Rabbi Brian,
Yes.
Mr. Abe